So today we are talking about how I created this new community on Skool. It's called the Skool Copy Hub, and over 3 weeks, it's grown to 500 members. Most importantly, I think what's most important is actually in the first few days, I was able to create a good amount of traction with the group. I would say I had 100 members in the first 72 hours join in the group. And I think that was really awesome for creating some initial momentum. And we've also had 37 members upgrade to premium as well, which is really cool. So it's a freemium Skool group. For those of you who are thinking about the Skool models, we've got freemium where you can join for free and then people can upgrade inside to different tiers. You've got free groups where you might just have people joining and not have any paid option. You may have tiers where people are joining for a price up front, right? Whether that's lower cost or higher cost, and you have the option of turning on a free 7-day trial. Or you have the subscription model, which is a little bit more simple, which is just simply, one price or a monthly and annual price. I believe I've had that set up in my other community before too. And with that option, you can have a 7-day free trial. So this one is a freemium community, and just over 3 weeks ago, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here. For most of you, I think, have been with me for a lot of this time, which is really cool. So thank you for tuning in. The reason why I created this community, the Skool Copy Hub, is because I have another community on Skool, right? It is fully paid. It's called Offer Envy. I created it last year around May, and it is fully paid. So it's got a simple monthly price and an annual price, and it is to help online coaches and creators be able to sell their offers consistently. Background on me, if you're like, who the heck are you and why are you even sharing this stuff? I have spent, since 2017, I want to say, as a conversion copywriter, writing web copy, then sales page copy, then sales emails and launches. And then I moved into a lot of launch strategy and funnel strategy for coaches online. So I would help them map out all the phases that they need in order to launch their offer. Doing that myself, writing the copy or helping with launch strategy. Some of my clients have had those, 6-figure launches and all that big stuff. But that's sort of my background. And then I had this moment after I've always dabbled in selling digital products, online education, actually since I began my business. So I've always dabbled in it and always done a bit of that and a bit of services. But I decided after I had my first baby that I was like, you know what, it is really hard to work to do service projects when you have little kids and a baby. So I lent into that more and had an online membership about email marketing and website copy as well. So it was website copy, then moved to email marketing, and have sold countless digital products. Some of you may know me from that. Some of you may have been newer to my world. So things like email templates and sales page builders and all of that fun stuff, which I love creating and have been able to really step into that online education world. Then last year, after experiencing Skool for myself as a user, so I've been in some other Skool communities. I'd seen it around for a couple of years. I didn't really get it, but I was just in other communities. But after being in one, particularly more actively, I think it was actually Evelyn Weiss, if you guys know her. It was her mastermind. So I was in her mastermind and I was like, I really like this Skool thing. So I want to migrate my whole, membership style over to Skool, which is a little bit, it's a big thing to do. I don't know if some of you I'm actually curious, are any of you migrating, like maybe you've sold online education somewhere else and you're migrating over to the Skool platform, or are you brand new and you found out about it and you've got the thing that you want to teach about? So you're coming on here and this whole online education or online community building is new to you. Let me know, is it new to you or you're sort of moving things over to Skool? Because I think there are a mix of people here. So that was my story. I launched last year my Offer Envy community, which is great, working with coaches and course creators, really sharing everything that I've learned and done myself for the last 8 years in my own business, but also for my clients, in terms of emails and funnels and selling and all of that stuff. But I knew, having been on Skool and just like poking around and seeing the communities that are growing fast and having momentum, I was really curious about this freemium model, which came out, I think it was toward the end of last year or middle of last year, the freemium model. And I was curious about what it could look like for me, but I didn't want to just create something for the sake of creating it, right? I don't want to do that. And then I had this moment, literally 3.5 weeks ago. I was in the car driving home from kindy drop off for my eldest son. I was like, I have all of these copy templates and I've run ads. I run, lots of ads to Thrivecart checkout pages. If you're new to this world, it's just sort of like, where a lot of people sell their digital products on these sales pages on Thrivecart. So that's cool. And I still do that and I still sell those. But I thought, what if, people have always asked me, where can I see all of your templates? Is there a place on your website? Is there like a shop link where I can just see all of the different things that you sell? So it began like that. And I thought what if I created a Skool around, as a copy resource library? This is the first thought that comes to mind. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then I thought, what on earth is that going to look like? Because if I give people monthly access, maybe they'll jump in, grab all the templates and jump out. I didn't quite know. But I thought, let's start it free. And I wanted to, I hope you're tracking here. If you're confused, let me know if you have any questions. But I wanted to be able to bring people in with something that was a good hook, a good angle. And I think that's quite important for actually all of our communities, whether they're free or paid. What I notice is that when we have something that we can, like a resource or an angle that we can bring people in, it's a reason for them to join. Because I think we can have a community. In some cases, just having a community is enough. I'm not going to say it's not, because I know on Skool people, it's like we're all passionate about this thing, so we want to join this community. But in other communities, I think having a resource can be really helpful. And for me, that's where I found myself. So yes, I thought copy template library, awesome. That would be a paid element. All of the templates that I have, cool. I can load them up there. I can make it some kind of annual pay option. But I want to bring people in for free and I want to create momentum. I don't want to start with this being paid. I already have a paid group. Some of you will know I've kind of dabbled. Actually, no, I don't know if I've told you guys this. Over the last week, I've dabbled in thinking, now that we have over 500 members, do I make it paid? $5 a month or $7 a month, just like a low cost entry point. And I'm not 100% on that yet. And I'm not doing that yet. I might test it though with ads. But that's a side note. But I thought I want to create initial momentum. Let's not create any gate and let's bring people in, because I think free communities and freemium communities can really act as this kind of living email list. Does anyone else experience that or ever thought of it this way? I mean, I've done email marketing for, I can see Deborah's nodding her head. Like I've done email marketing forever and I love email marketing and I send emails, guys, every couple of days. If you're on my email list, you're like, yes, Elise pops in there a lot. You may not be though. But so I love email marketing, but I did see this opportunity with Skool free and freemium communities that this can kind of be not just like an email list, but it's like a community. And you do have the option, of course, of being able to turn a post into an email. So I thought I don't want to miss out on that opportunity. So that's some of the background why I also created the freemium community. Moving ahead, what did I actually do? Okay, let's talk about that. And I can screen share and show you some things too, which might be helpful. So all of that was in my mind, and I thought, how am I going to get people in? What is going to be appealing for people? If this is going to be around copywriting resources, what is going to be appealing? What should I call it? The reason I'll be honest, the reason I went with, like, I could have created a general copy hub. But I do see, and some of you who are in marketing may resonate with this, but I don't think many of you are in marketing, so that's okay. But I do see this opportunity of being able to actually speak to schoolers, and I really do believe in the Skool platform, having now experienced it myself for just under a year. I'm like, I really believe in what we are doing here and creating communities and how powerful it is. So I wanted to call it the Skool Copy Hub because I want to attract more people who are on Skool and wanting to create communities, because I just think, I mean, if any of you guys watch Skool News, you'll see, sort of the dedication and the intentionality I think that Sam and the team have there. So I was like, I really want to tap into that. So I created it, the Skool Copy Hub, and I'm like, what do people on Skool need? And when it comes to help, when it comes to copy, okay, what is the most important piece? And to me, that was quite obvious. It was about pages. It's like, if your about page doesn't convert or connect with the right people aren't going to join, even if it's free. Okay, so sip of my coffee. That was the first no-brainer thing. Let's create a resource. So to make this relevant for you, so it's not just me talking about what I did, when I'm thinking about this, I'm going, okay, I'm creating this. This is what it's called. This is why I'm doing it. But then what is the resource that's going to connect with my people? For you, it might be different. I know that Udi, you teach guitar, right? Through writing songs. And David, you teach, making sourdough. And so, you might think in through your lens, oh my gosh, ignore my camera, it zooms in and out like this. It's been annoying. But you might think through your lens, like, what is the thing? What is a resource that someone can grab and use, and that is going to be quite appealing for them to jump in? Because I think not always, like, people like the idea of community, but I don't know if community is always the number one most appealing thing. Unless maybe it's something, it's situation by situation for sure. But I think people are like, what can I do? What can I achieve? What's an outcome I can get? So if I can write my about page, cool, I'll join Elisa's community. Then they get in here, or you get in and you experience, and you're like, wow, it's more than just me on my own doing the thing on my own. It is us together doing this thing, supporting each other. We have community threads, we have peer support, and so on. So anyway, what I really want to stress there, I'm probably laboring the point, is that I really wanted to think about the tangible resource that was going to click with people and that will give them a reason to join. Okay. And I'm curious, maybe for some of you, you went on my about page because you guys all joined and you're like, yeah, I want the about page template and training. If I just said, this is a community to help you with copywriting for your school. Yeah, it can feel a little vague, but if it's like, grab this thing and use this thing and have this outcome, to me, that feels more attractive. Okay, let me just pause. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm just going to go through these comments. Monica, I was selling digital products that were all related, and I got tired of having to market each individually and realized I'd love to put them in one place and just keep creating, giving in one spot without new sales pages for each thing. Oh, yeah, you too. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too, with having community around templates and whatnot. So we created the community. I created it 3 weeks ago. And what I did is I created one resource. So I started with the about page template and training. I literally, I had that moment in the car. I came home. I was like, okay, put my baby down for a nap. I'm like, let's go, turbo mode, make a coffee. I analyzed all of these Skool Games winners. So I looked on the leaderboard, in the schoolers group, and I looked across all of them. I grabbed the about pages, that were appealing to me. I used ChatGPT to help me analyze them. I was like, what are the things that all of these groups, all these pages are doing that, what are the patterns here? And I used ChatGPT to help me analyze that. I put in like 20 pages that I liked. And then from there, I created a template. Okay, so that was my one resource. So I created the community, popped the resource in there. Deborah, came for the template, stayed for the community vibes. Cool, yeah, that's it. I think that's like a lot with a lot of our groups, right? There might be a resource, but then people jump in and they feel your community, they see what's going on. Like, they could jump out, but they want to be connected to something. I really think that that's a big point. So yes, I created the template, I created the training, and then I put it in the classroom. I'm going to screen share because it's a bit boring looking at my face. And let's grab it. Hey, so you can see my live over here, and I'll just walk you through the different pieces that I did. Please let me know if you have any questions as we go, if anything's confusing or whatnot. Okay, cool. My screen's sharing. Beautiful. Okay. Where are we going? So I started in the classroom, and I just knew I wanted one resource and one reason for people to join. And this is what I created, this Skool about page template and training. So I created the template, and then I sat down and I recorded a Loom video. Some of you may have watched this. And I just walked people through the Loom video. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think I actually just walked people. I used the template myself to create my about page. That's what I did. Okay. So I sat there, I recorded a Loom video. And I think this is like, if you have a free resource for your school and it's a freemium school, I think it can just be as simple as this, right? For you, it might be, if you teach sewing or you teach playing guitar, it could be as simple as setting up your phone or setting up your camera and sharing the one thing that you want to be able to share with people. I don't think it has to be overly complicated, or even walking them through how to use something. So this was very simple. I recorded it. I recorded me creating my own about page copy. So all of a sudden I had, the resource with the mini training done in the classroom, free. I didn't have any of this yet. As you guys know, I sort of built this out. Then I killed two birds with one stone, and I have my about page copy. This has evolved slightly since then, but I popped that in here. And I did it with this angle of, you guys hear me talk about pages all the time, but I did it with this angle of join and get our ultimate school about page template. And then I go into, what it helps people do and who I am and who this is for, what you will get, and the call to action to join now. So I have this little video that I then recorded, okay? So the copy was here. The about page copy was here. Again, I put the little description in here so it mirrored it. Really important that this mirrors what's going on here and isn't random. Okay, so new school about page template, copy templates, tools and support for online coaches, schoolers, and creators. Super clear. That was good. Then I needed to create a graphic, and guys, I just did this in Canva. This was pretty simple, and I just used it here, right? Found a little pencil and some words and a picture of me, and I created that graphic. So that was fun. Again, this graphic too, I just created in Canva. I like that if you see here, it's a mock-up. So, it shows people that they're going to get a resource, the Ultimate School About Page template. And then it's got, I'm showing them there's a tutorial as well. And here's what the pieces are. I do like doing a good mock-up. Even though this is a free group, I think being able to make something look as valuable as possible is really important. So that someone goes, oh, that looks really good. Then I recorded my video sales letter. I actually upgraded this one 2 days ago, but for the last few weeks, it was the same video. And you can watch my VSL in your own time to sort of understand it. But essentially, I walk through, welcome to the Skool Copy Hub. So this is what it is. This is who it's for. This is who I am. So you actually trust me. Really important. I think we miss that a lot. And even when I was doing about page reviews, I think a bunch of people missed, like, what makes you credible? Like, it's so interesting to me, your expertise, your experience. And it makes me trust you instantly. So being able to say, this is what it is. This is who it's for. This is why you should listen to me. And then this is what we do in here. So I'm like, hey, you can grab this about page template. You can get started. And then I basically just show them. VSLs are so valuable, guys. If you don't have one, please create one. I just show them all the things. I go, you know what? Here in the classroom, you get instant access to the Skool About Page template and training. And I open it and I show them what it is. Here in the community, you get this, and we're doing reviews and we're chatting, and I show them the posts and open them up, and I show what it looks like. And then I show the calendar and say, on the calendar, we have these workshops. I'm not mentioning my premium tier. I want to make that really clear. I think this is a mistake that people do, that they mention all the other paid things. I don't think I do anyway. Gosh, if I need to double check my video now, I'm doubting myself, but I shouldn't if I did. I don't mention the premium tier because I don't want to scare people off and make them think, oh, you can't get all this stuff, when actually you get so much for free. So I focus on the things that they do get access to, and I show them all of this. Cool. So then that's basically my video sales letter. I popped that onto here. So I've got the resource in the classroom. I've got the graphics, so it looks, professional, looks done. I've got the video sales letter. I've got my about page copy, right? There's no members. Then in my community, I created this post. See, 25 days ago. Cool. So I just created a simple welcome and introduction post. Again, there's no one in the community, but I wanted there to be something when people joined. It's just a welcome, explaining the next steps, and some rules, and inviting people to introduce themselves, which is really cool. So that's everything that I had before I brought people in. Okay. Thanks for doing this. Need to jump to finish making dinner. No worries. Thanks, David. Any questions so far? This is just the stuff that I had set up before I invited people in. And I know that most of you already have Skool communities and you may have already done a lot of this setup, but I just want to go over all of this so you know the initial things that I did. Literally did this in a couple of hours, just smashed through getting everything out and getting it ready. I think it took me 2 hours to do all of this. Actually, probably less. Still need to do my VSL. Yes, you do. Maybe we should do a little workshop on VSLs. Because it's such an important piece. And when someone hears your voice and sees you, the trust that's built is a lot more than words. You think if you listen to a podcast, if you watch YouTube videos, you feel like you know that person. Okay, so that was everything set up, created, ready to welcome people in, but now I didn't have members. I think this is the biggest issue, right? It's like, cool, I've got everything here, build it and they'll come, except they don't come. So what do we do about that? So I have my community ready to go. And what I did is, and I wonder if I can show you this, but I may not be logged into my ads manager. I created some simple ads, okay? So I wanted to actually test, first of all, if I could bring in members from completely cold traffic before I even sent to my email list. So I have an email list of 5,500 people, and I could just send this straight to my email list and tell people to join. Yeah, that's fine. I did that 24 hours later, but I actually wanted to test first if I could get people, if the message was connecting and I could get members at a really good price by running Facebook ads. I'm curious, maybe some of you have found me via Facebook ads. If you did, actually let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. I know there was, I do have the exact numbers written down somewhere, but it was about 110, 115 members, I want to say, in the first 2 weeks who came specifically from Meta ads, which is really cool. Okay. I'm not logged into Meta, so that's annoying. But I'll tell you the types of things that I ran as an ad. So I set up my first ad, and it was even though it's a free group, I set it up as a sales ad with the objective being a registration. So I wanted people to join, to register, and Meta to know that people had registered. Now you can do this only on the Pro plan. So I needed to turn on the Pro plan. I don't know if you guys are on Pro plan. Oh, where are we going? Clicking around on Pro plan or on Hobby plan, but I was in the free 14-day trial, right? And I wanted to make sure I was running those ads and they were tracking really well. So I upgraded to Pro plan, and I also was like, okay, so I'm going to have to make that money back, that $99 back within 14 days. That was also on the back of my mind. I wanted the community to make money within that time so that it would cover the cost of the subscription. But we turned that on, and then I set up Meta ads, which is very, very simple setup. And Skool has a little article if you need help with that, with setting it up and you want to try it. So I set up some ads, and the things that I did, I literally used the stuff I already created. So I used this copy here. And I just tweaked the intro. So I didn't start with this. I started with, like, if you are a schooler and coach and you want to write copy that converts and sounds like you, the Skool Copy Hub is for you. It was something like that, right? And then all of this. So I used this as the base of my copy. And then for my creatives, I uploaded this one video here. I uploaded this picture here. And I think I uploaded this picture here. So it was very simple. There was like 3 creatives that I did in one campaign. And I did it as the cost per registration. And guys, within 10 minutes, I had someone join. It was my first member. And it wasn't from Skool, because I hadn't even, tried to get people from Skool yet. It wasn't from my email list. It was literally from ads. I'm not saying you have to do ads, but it is, for those of you who I know are like, I've got some members, but I need to grow. It is really a good way to be able to test how your community converts to a cold audience. It's a great way to be able to get momentum. It helped me build a lot of momentum in those first few days. And my cost per registration was just over $2 per person who was joining, which is really good. So for every member who was joining, I think it leveled out at about $2.20 to $2.50. And I don't have my ads manager right in front of me now, but I can show you this another time. So I knew that it would cost me a couple of dollars to get a member, which was good. So we want it to be under $3 per member if we're bringing people in. That's a really good sign. I don't know if any of you run ads, so I don't want to labor the point, because without understanding all the metrics, it can feel a little overwhelming and it can feel like I'm talking another language. But I just wanted to explain that's something I did to be able to test. Does this message even convert? Does it even connect with the right people? Let me know if you have any questions about ads or any of that setup. Let me know in the comments. So ads were switched on. And then something really beautiful happened. I was speaking at a summit. So a lovely friend of mine, Ava, here, she's actually right here, and she's online right now. Some of you may know her. She was hosting a summit in her community, and we'd already been talking. I put my hand up on her post. She was looking for speakers, and I was like, yeah, I could share at your summit. And I just started this community and it just kind of like, when the stars just aligned, it just lined up, right? And I just said, I can talk about pages, because I had this resource, I had this new community. And she's like, that would be great, because you just started this new community. So I started the community on the Friday. The workshop that I was doing in her community was on the Tuesday. So I then also had not just ad traffic, I had collaboration traffic. So from her group, she was sharing her invite link, right? So you guys, if you're familiar, when you're inside a community, you get a special invite link. Let me show an example. Okay. Those of you who are in Grow with Evelyn, some of you may be, I am in this community, so I might be able to I can invite people to it. In every community you're in, you can invite, and it'll tell me that I might earn a commission, right? So here I've earned a commission from 2 referrals already, right? So I could copy this and share it. So she'd done that. Ava had done that with her group, with mine. Does that make sense? So she'd come into my Skool Copy Hub. I was speaking in her group, and she's grabbed her invite link, shared it. Elisa's speaking, and this is where you can go to find more about her and her community. So a really beautiful thing was that I had all of these lovely people coming in from her community, and I'd have to pull up the details again in a CSV file and see how many people she referred, but it was well over 50 people, for sure. I still see people trickle in from there who in those initial days were joining my community from her community. So collaborations are really important. That's the point I'm making here. The timing of that one was really beautiful, but to grow your group, you can use ads, paid ads, a few dollars per member. I think for a lot of you who are not B2B, if you're completely B2C, you could get registrations that are less than $2 per member. And for me, my ads, I think I set it up at $10 a day. I just set it up at $10 just to see if it worked. I wasn't spending a lot of money, by the way. So I just wanted to set it up, see if it worked. The ads were churning. The ads were working for me behind the scenes every single day, bringing in new members. I also launched another campaign with some different creatives. I might do a workshop on that another time, because ads is a whole other thing to dive into. But I want to stress that this was not expensive. And it gave me data fast. In 3 days, I could tell that the cost was right. Okay, so if the cost was much higher, I would have turned off those ads or revisited my messaging. But it wasn't. So there's ads. And then the other way I was growing was with collaborations, which, like I said, that beautiful opportunity came up with Ava's group, where I was speaking, I was doing a workshop. So people were naturally coming to my community from there, which was awesome. That really also helped me grow. I am doing another collaboration today inside a summit. So I know that more people are going to come here from there. And then in a few weeks' time, I'm doing, at the end of this month, I think it's the beginning of next month, I've got another collaboration in another summit. So these are really awesome things. If you can be a part of a summit, or maybe even you might want to create your own one, it's really cool to be able to have that, I call it borrowed traffic, that we're able to share our audiences with other people and they share with us. And, we might be in complementary niches. So if I talk about copy and my friend Ava really is focused on networking and relationships on Skool, then, and I talk about copy on Skool, that's a really nice synergy between us here. So maybe think for yourself, if you're wanting to grow your community, ads is an option, collaborations is an option to be able to grow. Okay, and then what was the third way that I really brought in people? It was through my own email list. Because, like I said, I did have an existing email list of over 5,000 people. So after 24 hours of running the ads and already getting people in cold, I did send an email out to my list. And I actually used my own invite link because I wanted to see exactly who was coming from my email list. As opposed to, I don't know if you've seen before, when you look at your members, you can see members who have been invited, and then I could see like invited by Elise. Where is it? Invited by Sal, invited by Elise. Like, people who've come from my email list. I just use that special link so I could tell. Invited by Elise, invited by Amanda. Thanks, Amanda. So we can see that sort of stuff. On that, let's go back to some of the older posts because I think this is really important. What was I actually sharing in the community to engage it? Okay. I think the member growth is really important. Having 100 people join in the first 72 hours was awesome for momentum. Now, I will say in my other community, it's fully paid and we have 70 something members in there. It's just different when you have a higher volume. And I do want to speak to this because I know some of you are just getting started or have a lower volume of members. I think until you have a couple of hundred members, because not everyone's going to engage. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you may not feel that momentum unless you are actually the numbers of members are growing. And it can feel like crickets when it's a small amount of people. And I've felt that in my other group before. It's more support based though. So it's less of this community aspect and it's more me providing deeper support for people. But I just want to say that I've noticed a substantial difference being in having a freemium community and really actively growing it quite quickly. The engagement, the buzz, the relationships built, it's just different. One's not, it's not like one's better than the other. My groups serve different purposes. But if you feel like your group's a little bit of crickets, I do think it really is a numbers game. Hello, Jessica. These are lovely posts. Let's go back to some of my earlier posts, and I wish can we do it by time? Top, new, unread, guys, new. I think we'll do that. Okay, so this is probably going to go by time, and I can share some of the posts that I had because some of the beautiful members were also sharing it. Okay, had started sharing the community, I guess because the resource is valuable, right? Having sharing it with other schoolers. So we had the welcome post. What are we doing for engagement? I know I didn't really know what I was doing. I'll be honest. I'm just giving things a go. And I think it's like that when you're starting a community. I did like polls for engagement. I think this is a very low lift way to engage, for people to put their hand up, to engage with your content. Polls. Like, what's the biggest struggle with your copy? At this point, I wasn't sure if I would tap fully into school copy. I was still talking about copy generally. So this is more like explaining my offer, writing emails, creating a sales page, about page that converts, and people were voting and we're having some chats here. So this is cool. Votes also help you go up in discovery. So every single action that is taken in your group, even if it's just a like or a vote, counts toward the amount of activity that happens in your school community each day. And the more activity in your school community, the higher up the discovery ranks you'll go within school. Okay, do you guys know about that? If you don't, let me know and I'll clarify it a little more. But Skool has this beautiful internal search function based on different categories where, if you are able to generate more engagement in your group, obviously we want that to be authentic or engagement, not just engagement for engagement's sake. That's a bit icky. But if you're able to do that, then you have a higher chance of your group being visible and being able to attract members that way. And I knew that having a freemium community, that would be important to me. So you guys will be in different niches to me. You might be in a hobby niche. You might be in what are the other niches? Oh my gosh. I'm in money, which is very competitive. Music, of course. Spirituality, different niches. Okay. So in your niche, being able to rank up in discovery is really great for being able to get members. So I asked these questions, then I was like, do you have a school community? Because I realized, okay, a lot of you are probably schoolers, some aren't, and I wanted to highlight my resource. Some of these initial posts didn't get a lot of engagement, but remember, we were just getting started with our community. being able to share my free resource and point people toward that, because sometimes they don't know. So if you have a resource, you can create a post around that and drop it. This was fun. So something that I did do, I think, in the first week especially, was talk about the milestones and also incentivize people to share the community, I think, which helped. So the first thing was workshop. When we hit 100 members, I want to host a free live workshop, but I need your help. What do you want to learn about? And I'll only create this if I get enough people who are keen. So let me know if you are. So that was cool. And we're able to have some conversations about what might be helpful. Again, polls. I've been using these every couple of days. I love voting on polls, so I think it's a fun way to and easy way to engage. Where are we off to here? Okay. Now we're off to, oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like this is just freaking out. But one of the coolest ways that helped grow the community fast in a way that's not scalable, and I want to emphasize this one. I won't show you all the posts because you can look through them yourself, but a way that's not scalable is where is it? You guys will know about my about page reviews that I did. Okay, here. And again, this was around milestones. So I did the workshop for 100, and then I said about page reviews. We're about to welcome our 200th member in here since I opened the community 5 days ago, right? Should we do something wild to celebrate? It's crazy, but what about page reviews? I'll roast your page. I'll give you key takeaways. And I said, if we get at least 30 votes, I'll create a post. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I even going to get 30 votes? But I was like, let's do it, right? But what I said here, which I think is really interesting, is I said, do you know anyone else who would like this? I think that's really important. And maybe you have a community. It's not about this topic, but it's about a different topic. And then you can ask your members, do you know anyone else who would like to learn sewing? Do you know anyone else who would like to learn sailing with us? Do you know any other people who need to, business owners who need to work on their money mindset or whatever you teach, right? And I explained this very explicitly. I've never done this before, but I'm like, let's lay it out. Click the yellow invite button on the right-hand side of the page on desktop and share it with them. Like, I didn't want to make it vague because sometimes people are like, I don't know where the button is, and the button's not on mobile. So you look on mobile, you're like, it doesn't exist. Okay. And then I just said, I've got affiliate commission turned on. So you'll get a sweet 40% commission if anyone you refer buys a one-time course or upgrades to premium or VIP in the future. And then I did a PPS. If you want access to every copy template and workshop and future workshops in the classroom or copy reviews, take a squiz at our plans. A few lovely people have already snuck in under the radar and upgraded, even though I haven't mentioned this anyway yet. So that's cool. So I don't think this seems sleazy or salesy or weird. In here, what I've been able to do is, one, say we're going to do this really exciting thing that's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit me because it'll show my expertise by reviewing, right? It's not scalable for me, but maybe for you, you might be in the beginning stages of your community and think about what's some unscalable things I can do that is really going to create buzz. Maybe it will inspire other people to invite their friends. Right? It may not be a review. It might be something else that's relevant to your niche. So I was creating some, I guess, buzz with, incentive, like vote. And then I also had the opportunity to encourage people to invite someone and spell it out very clearly. And then I thought, do you know what? People had actually upgraded. So that's the next thing we need to talk about, is actually getting some paid members so that you actually have an income from your group. But I just thought, I'm just going to do a soft PPS, and I haven't explicitly sold here yet, but I just mentioned it. And from this, I had more people join the plans, by the way, because this post got a lot of attention. People can click over, have a look at the plan. Here's the plan. Cool. You can join premium. It's very simple. So this is fun. And this created a flurry of people inviting their friends, which was lovely. I was seeing, I know Jessica, you referred people, probably a few of you referred people. And I know Anna, I'm sure you've referred people. I'm sure all of you have. well, maybe not all of you, but I see these come up, and I'm so grateful and thankful for you referring people because they're joining the community, which is lovely. It also means, of course, we grow as a community, but if anyone purchases anything down the track, like it's meant to be a lifetime cookie. So someone could purchase in 3 months' time or 6 months' time, and you will still get a commission. And I wanted to make that generous for everyone. Then I said I'd do the about page reviews. And we hadn't gotten the votes yet, so I was like, go and vote, right? And then where is it? Lovely post from David. Okay, did I pin it somewhere? Here it is. Want me to roast your about page? So I asked the question, do you want me to do this? We're going to do the about page roasts. Drop your link. I'll record a short honest loom video. Again, this wasn't scalable for me, and I was a bit nervous about doing this because I'm like, oh my gosh, how much time is this going to take me? But I also knew, I had this feeling, sometimes you just have a feeling in your gut, you're like, this is going to be awesome for people to experience. I enjoy doing it, of course. It's going to take me time, but yes, it's going to be a win-win, I felt. And it blew me away. Like, it was better than I could have imagined, this experience. And I had lovely Rebecca was sharing and inviting people, and so many of you were inviting people even from this. I had, I think, Udi, I think you shared in your community. I could be wrong. I think you did. Yeah, there was a few of you as well who got your reviews and even shared them in your community. And I don't know how you did that, but you shared the invite link as well. So it's a beautiful win-win, and helping us to get visibility on our group, an opportunity for me to share my expertise and for us to grow. I did have to cut it off at some point because I was like, I can't keep doing this forever. But I think we might do this as a pop-up thing because I really enjoyed the amount of buzz it created and the relationships that we built here too, right? So that was fun. So maybe there's something in your group in the initial stages, once you've got members going, right? Maybe it's like you hit 100 members and you're like, I'm going to want to do something really special, whether it's a workshop or, you hit a milestone, you do a special review or something that's not scalable, and you have that opportunity to also tie in invites to people. Maybe that might spark an idea for you. Okay, any questions, guys? I feel like I've just yapped at you. I feel the last thing that I do want to touch on is the upgrading and premium, because I haven't really talked about that strategy. Oh, why is my computer trying to do software updates? Please don't do that right now. Nope. So let me know any other questions you might have on anything I've shared. Okay, so I have my premium, which I actually had since I created the group because it's where my templates live. And I haven't shared this strategy, but let me share it to you as if you're viewing as let's see, if you go to the classroom and you view it as a member on the standard tier, some of you may be on standard tier, some of you may be on premium. This is what you will see when you join. And this is a really great way to be able to get people to upgrade to your next tiers if you have a freemium group. By having one of your resources free and accessible, obviously your community is as well, but then being able to lock other resources that people can purchase. See, you can purchase this as a one-time purchase, or you could unlock it with premium. It's going to take you here, and this should be a no-brainer, right? I'm not saying it to do it this low price. I want to at the moment because this is a library. It's not support. So if you had support, I wouldn't do it this cheap. But for me, this is a template library. So it's $50 per year, right? So people see this option. They can grab each of these resources for a one-off price, or it will show them to upgrade to premium. And I think when we're bringing people into our group, being able to point people to the classroom is awesome. So they can see, obviously, the free thing that they have, but also see, oh, yeah, there are other things that I can get, whether one-off or in premium, and this is going to help you get premium upgrades. It could be in your auto DM that you tell people, like maybe you lead them to a start here post, and your start here post actually says go to the classroom, and it links to the classroom. So you're getting people going to the classroom. That's really important. So I had a few people join premium without me saying anything, without creating any posts, which was nice because I could see, oh yeah, that is connecting with people. And then what I started to do is I started to seed it in the posts. I would mention it as PSs, maybe share something valuable, and then say, PS, if you want, all of the templates, you can check this out here. And being able to create posts that are leading to the plan without just saying buy the thing, right? So that's really cool. Then I created my workshop idea of being able to do workshops, sharing the replay for a limited time. And then here you can see, this is a good example of this. Like last week, we did our emails to softly sell your school. I know some of you were live for that. And I did that. Then I shared the replay inside the community. It was in this post. But then what I did is I adjusted it after. So I said, it's available for 48 hours and then it'll move into our premium tier. Okay. So after 48 hours, I just updated the post and I said, the replay has now moved into our premium tier. I linked to it right inside our Skool Copy Essentials course. And I literally linked to it. Well, this is me seeing it here, but as a member, it would show you, the cost to join. And this is something I'm going to be building out as we do workshops. They'll go into the Skool Copy Essentials course. So that's all explained there. And that's opportunities, little like seeds and opportunities for people to be able to upgrade. Of course, also mentioning if you're running a workshop, if you're running a call, delivering value, being able to mention, oh, and by the way, this is inside this tier. You can join here. Like, make it clear for people. Any questions on this? Or any questions on the premium and getting people to upgrade to premium? Again, I don't see this as a pushy thing. I see this as it's just an opportunity, and it makes natural sense to me. Like, you can get this here or you can get this here. And I like being able to share value and share my knowledge, but then be able to give the premium members special access to things. Any questions? Of course, you can use your classroom to gate other things. Maybe you have a freemium group and instead of having a premium tier, you just have like a one-off one-on-one call with you, for people to be able to select and purchase a one-on-one call with you. And that's a way that you can monetize your group. I had 37 people upgrade to premium so far, which is awesome. And within the 14 days, I think it was something like 30 people within the first 14 days. So for me, I was in that free trial period and I was on that pro plan, and I wanted to know that I could make the money back in that time to be able to cover the costs, which is awesome. So that was how I did that. Now I'm just trying to think, guys, what other things am I missing? I'm going to open this up to Q&A in a moment, but I'm just going to check my notes and see if there's anything else. Let me stop sharing. Anything else that I wanted to tell you guys that I might be missing from this? So I'm just going to keep an eye on your comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Maybe it's about your specific situation. Maybe it is about what I've done in the last few weeks. Maybe it's about anything that I've shared today. I think it's important to note that for me, a lot of the posting in the community, like, it makes me nervous to share a post because in one part of your brain, I don't know, you guys are community owners, so you might get this. You're like, I don't want to annoy people. I want to share value, and I want to make sure it's like every post to me needs to matter. But as I have shared created posts, like, you kind of just have to do it, right? And as I create posts, I pay attention. Okay, what's working? What's not working? What do people resonate with? What is a flop? One thing that I have not mentioned that I do think is very important is I do have an auto DM. So I have an auto DM that goes out. You would have received it when you joined. And this is because I can't be on my computer all the time or my phone welcoming everyone in, and I didn't want to miss anyone as the community was growing quickly. So I had an auto DM, and I can pull up the exact question that I'm currently asking people. I've tried 2 different formats for my auto DM. I'm just going to pop them. I could show you guys actually. I don't want to show you all my messages to everyone because just in case it's something sensitive, but 2 formats I'm testing to see which one works better. Okay, yeah, I'll show you guys. And then I can see your questions. Let me jump to this. Thank you for your lovely questions. Let's just share this quickly with the auto DMs. Oh my gosh, is this the right screen? It's always a bit like that. I don't want to share something random. Okay, here. Cool. So this is the one that I started with, and it's just like, name, welcome to Skool Copy Hub. Please get started here. So this will take you to my welcome post. And the welcome post really outlines everything. Okay, it directs them to the classroom. Oh, I'm going to update this. Instead of leading straight into my resource, I actually want it to take people to the classroom because I do want people to see the resource, but also the things that are locked. So I'm glad I noticed that. So, oh, where's the link? Hello. Now it's gone missing on me. Yeah, free ultimate Skool About page template. So like I said, instead of taking them straight into the resource and they might miss the whole classroom, I'm just going to link straight to the classroom in my welcome post so that now when you click here, if you are a standard member and you've just joined for free, you're going to see this and you're going to see all these things are locked, which is going to bring top of mind to you that there is a premium tier. Okay, so we've got welcome, get started here, and then I've asked a question, what part of writing copy feels hardest for you right now? Could you reply and let me know? And then when people have been replying, I've been recording a Loom video to welcome them and to actually show my face, my voice, and to create a bit of relationship there. Some of you may have received my Loom video. I'm a bit behind on Loom videos, so I need to do more of those, but I really enjoy doing that. So that's the first message. And I think that's a great opportunity, especially if you have a small group and you're getting started. And if you have the capacity to be able to record a video, wow, the amount of like relationship building you can do in that moment is incredible. I didn't do this consistently with my other fully paid group, and I want to now because I mean, I've just seen, like I saw people upgrade straight after I'd send a Loom video and I had someone upgrade within 10 minutes and they're like, wow, that personal touch was really nice. And it's not something you see. I'm going to upgrade, to premium. So I was like, that's really cool. Thanks. Okay. And then the other message here that I'm testing is welcome, start here. And just saying PS, anytime you'd like extra resources, you can upgrade. So actually including the upgrade link, like I don't want to be too pushy, but I also think it's nice to let people know that it is there. Not that I expect people to upgrade straight away, but just sometimes you join a freemium community and you don't even know that there's something paid. So being able to mention that in the welcome message is, I think, helpful. And at the moment, my message is very similar to this. It's this with this link. And I know I've had people upgrade from it. So I'm just testing to see what works. Okay, now let me look at your questions. I'll stop sharing here. Where are we? Stop sharing. Any questions on that too, just pop them in the chat and we'll do like 10 minutes of questions now before we finish. Oh, my computer. The Zoom is crazy. Okay, let's bring this back over here so I can see properly. Okay, Deborah, weekly schedules, yay, or stay flexible? Do you mean like schedules in terms of posting, like what I would post every day? Clarify if that's not it, but no, I'm not. I don't have a schedule. I was thinking it could be helpful to have a loose schedule, or I don't really want to have a schedule because I do like sharing off the cuff, but sometimes, when life gets busy and I have little kids, it might be helpful for me. I'm thinking to have a Google Doc with the different types of posts that I might like to share in a week, whether it's a poll, whether it's like, reviews, whether it's give feedback, get feedback. If you guys know that about page one, I haven't mentioned that in this training, but I did that which was the most engagement we had in a day, and we went up in discovery so much. It was so cool, where I gave members the opportunity to give feedback on each other's about pages. That's my favorite post we've had in our group, so I can't believe I forgot that one. But I think it could be helpful for me to have a Google Doc, an outline of what you're doing in the group each day. Yeah, like I don't have an outline. I do have now my rhythm where I want to do a workshop every Tuesday morning for me, which is now a live or a workshop. And I think I'll stick to that, at least at this stage while we're growing and connecting. I don't see why I would change that. So I do have a rhythm with my weekly Tuesday workshop. In terms of posts, yeah, I think I'll create a Google Doc with different types of posts and stuff like that. Woody, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Great to see you, Elise. Love everything you're doing. Thank you so much. Any other questions, guys? Before we go, please let me know. I have a few more minutes so we can do a few more questions. If there's anything I've missed, there's always going to be little pieces, right, that we could dive into. There's so many different angles, but I just wanted to share with you really transparently my journey with, creating this community, the way I'm thinking through it, what I'm testing, how I'm bringing people in and growing it. I may switch this to a fully paid group in the future. I do want to do an ads test around that. So maybe next week I'll do an ads test around that. Like, my intention is for this to be like a living, breathing email list and have it as a freemium group. But I'm also curious if there's something in this as a fully paid group. It doesn't mean that, like, if you've joined for free, you'll always be free. But I may do an ads test and turn this to, say, $5 a month or $7 a month and do an ads test next week for like 72 hours. What's your main way of getting people into the community? Yes, please watch I'll share a replay so you can watch that. But quickly, the main ways, I went over this at the beginning. Ads, really important. Registration ads, sales ads with cost per registration. I think we could do a whole workshop on this. And then collaboration. So I've spoken at summits. It's okay, Jody. Please, if you have any questions, just ask. It's fine. I'm happy to answer anything. So yeah, ads. Collaboration. So speaking, I had the pleasure of being able to speak at a summit in someone else's community. On the fourth day, this community was live. So that actually brought a lot of people into my community, which is beautiful. Another summit I'm speaking at in 2 hours. So that'll bring more people into the group. And then in a few weeks' time, I'm speaking at another summit, which is cool. Like, you can go and find these opportunities. You can create summits yourself. It can be really good if you were just starting. This is a whole nother conversation. But yeah, collaborations, ads, and then my email list. Because I have an existing email list, that's something that I've done. I've sent a few occasional emails about that. Now, I haven't lent as heavily on that because I do want to attract schoolers. And my email list is a lot of online coaches. Obviously, if they want to come to Skool, they can. And I kind of share about this community differently on my email list because people are not as aware of what Skool is. They might have memberships in other places, sell courses somewhere else. So that's a bit different. And then the fourth way that I haven't actually touched on that we could talk about another way is Skool discovery, me engaging in other Skool groups, me sharing valuable posts or thoughts in other communities. That, of course, brings people back here. Now, if you have low budget, if you don't have money for ads, if you want to just start grassroots, that's really something that you should take advantage of. I think we could do a whole workshop on that. So let me know if you're curious about that. Like Skool discovery, engaging in other Skool groups, super powerful. And obviously it's free. All right. What were the other questions? Will you make a VIP tier? Well, guys, I'm thinking about it. I am actually thinking about it, and I wanted to bring this to you today. So I'm super glad you asked this question, Jessica. I have my other group, Offer Envy, which is awesome. I love that community. It's fully paid, and that is for like funnels, for being able to provide support there for online coaches, also for schoolers. But I have been thinking with this group to create something, a VIP tier that's a little more Skool related, to be able to work with you guys on not only your messaging, but also the ways to bring members into your group. So I am thinking about a VIP tier, and I actually wanted to bring that idea to you guys today for those of you who may be interested. So here's what I'm thinking. I am thinking about doing a VIP tier where we would have like calls, right? Where we would have calls more like chatty calls where you could be on camera as well, and we could do like rapid fire questions, where you could submit questions about your school and we could dive deeper into it. Like I could actually look over things, whether it's growing your school, your messaging, which is everything, right? Messaging and positioning, growth, and then also like engagement, the kinds of content that you're sharing as well. So yes, this is top of mind for me, and I'm noticing what might be helpful for you guys as a next step, right? Because obviously the copy is important, and I think our premium tier is beautiful to set you up in terms of being able to grab pieces, email your list, create your about page, create your tiers copy, all of those pieces. But then it's like, what if you want support? And I mean, I love being able to dive into things and provide detailed feedback for you. So yeah, I would love to create a VIP tier. I'm thinking about launching it with a founding member's price. I'm not going to announce it to the whole group yet. But if you're here and you are interested, like I have an idea of what that might look like, you're like, yes, Elise, I want to know more about what you're thinking. Please feel free to send me a message either now or after and just say, hey, I'm interested in VIP. We can have a little chat. I can let you know what I'm thinking and let you know what that founding member's price would be as well. I am thinking about doing, because I really want to know what people would want, right? Like on a deep level. So I am thinking about including for initial VIPs, perhaps the first 5 or 10 VIPs, also like a 60-minute one-on-one call. So usually our stuff would be group-based, and it will be, VIP will be group-based, like calls like this, and you can ask me questions and I can review things for you. We can get into the nitty-gritty of growth, of positioning, of messaging, of posts and engagement. But I would love for like the initial amount of members, 5 or 10, I'm not sure yet, to be able to offer a one-on-one call. So like actually get on a call, chat back and forth, me dive into everything with you. I wouldn't do this ongoing, but it would just be for the first few people. So anyway, if that sounds at all interesting to you, please shoot me a message. We can just have a really open conversation about it. It's not like a salesy thing. It's just, I want to help you and I want to figure out with you what this can look like and being able to create this for you. Any questions on that? Or while you're here with me, is there anything that you're like, oh, yes, when you say this, Elise, that's something that I would love as a VIP. Like, I would love this. Let's see this question. I like number 4. Do you only engage and write valuable posts in schools within your niche or any school? I would think about, it doesn't have to be directly your niche, but mostly like things that are complementary, because we don't want to go into other people's communities and just like, I don't know, like you can do things, you need to do it in a respectful way for sure. So if it was someone's community who's like the exact same as yours, I would be really careful there, because you can be seen as just, it's not a good look to like, be seen like you're trying to take people's members, of course, but we all know on Skool that showing up and sharing value is important. So are there complementary niches? Are there groups where you kind of have, where they're going to have the people who you would want to have, and you can share in there? Maybe it's asking questions. Maybe it's just being present and answering comments. It doesn't even mean posts. Different groups will have different rules too. So like, please be mindful of the rules and read the room there. But it might be replying to posts and engaging and being present. One-on-one call sounds really valuable. Awesome. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking for the first few people. Cool. Yeah. One-on-one calls for initial VIPs. Would there be copy review advice in the group container or in posts for VIPs? Yes, of course. So I would want to do that. So I want to be able to do copy reviews. Obviously, this is a Skool copy hub. So things like your about page, which, your about page is always changing, which is like, if you need a review of the about page, or if you're thinking of sending out an email to your group, or, you're creating a post and you're like, I want to be able to upgrade people, what would that look like? And so on. So yes, there would be copy reviews. Now, would we do that in a post for VIPs? Now, at the moment, posts, right, are to the whole community. Posts are not, we can't like make the posts only for certain members on a certain tier. So I've been thinking about how I would do this. I'll probably have a form, just a simple form for you to submit your question in. And then on our call, on our VIP only call, I will answer those questions and review those things. Okay. If you couldn't make the call, I will still answer it. So like this is our group calls. I would try, I do think I know everyone's in different time zones and I'm in Australia. So I'm like, what would this look like in terms of calls? I think I would try and do them perhaps in 2 different time zones and try and shake it up if I could. But ultimately, if you could not show up live, you would still get things answered, of course. So there would be reviews and whatnot. Kim, I would appreciate a one-on-one call with you. Yeah, it would be awesome. I would love to do that. Cool. So if you guys are actually interested in the sort of VIP container, send me a message. I think there are a few people who are interested, so that's lovely. Just send me a message and say, yes, I'm interested to learn more as a VIP, and I can get you those details. And if you're here and you're like, I'm not a premium member, but I want to get access to your other workshops and copy templates, like, so premium's not support, but it does include so much good stuff. Let me share the link for you. For those who may want to upgrade to premium and to not premium, it's $50 a year, and you get access to all my copy templates and any copywriting related workshops. Premium. Okay, so that's gone in the link. Yeah, any last minute questions, guys? Thank you for joining me. It's super fun sharing this this journey with you. It's, yeah, I want to express, like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up to this call. Thank you for engaging in the group. Thank you for being an active member. Like, I know, hello, Shalina, it's so nice to see you here. It is so beautiful when people engage. And obviously not everyone is going to engage at all times, but it is wonderful to have people, like, I really value being able to connect with you more, to be able to support you, for us to be able to attract the right members into our Skool communities and grow together, because we're all trying to do this. And, obviously I'd love to help you more with deeper support if that feels good for you. Send me a message. But, if you want to keep hanging out and being a part of this community, I love having you here. So thank you for showing up to the workshop. Thank you for being here today. And like I said, if you're interested in VIP, just shoot me a message. But thank you for joining me today, guys. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye, Monica. See ya. See you guys.